What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Credit Plug channel where we talk about how to build credit, how to establish relationships with banks and financial institutions, and most importantly, how to get you access to high limit credit funding. If that's something you like to listen to, then we definitely welcome you to subscribe. Otherwise, you can support our channel if you just like, share, or even comment down below. It helps our content get out to a wider audience, and we greatly appreciate the support. As a reminder, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get the latest notifications on all the videos and content that we drop here on the Credit Plug channel. So before I get into today's review, I just wanted to remind and urge a lot of you guys to watch the video in its entirety so that you get all the important information and gems that we're going to share. And also as a reminder, we do not endorse or promote any of the financial institutions or different financial products that we go over. It's all based on personal experience or just general information. So just make sure you also do your own due diligence before you actually make a decision. I get a lot of messages, hey, I applied for this, or the credit plug dropped a video, so I applied without doing the research or without even watching the full video. So make sure you watch the full video. Anyways, for today's review, we're going to be reviewing a particular financial institution that I did come across a while back, but there were some very interesting products that they have that I wanted to share with you guys. So this is Corporate America Family Credit Union. Now, this particular credit union is in the Northern Virginia area, I believe, where they're headquartered. But membership is open to anyone. So a couple of ways in is through a select employer group. So you could check their website to see if your employees are part of that, or through a family member. So if you have a family member who's already a member, they could sponsor you to join. The other way that's going to be wide open for everyone is if you join their nonprofit association. So it's called the Hope Group. The Hope Group is basically a nonprofit that supports, provides financial support through their scholarship fund to individuals who are pursuing higher education at colleges and universities. So once you become a member of the Hope Group, then you could be eligible to join Corporate America Family Credit Union. So a couple things about the application process that's really important. So they will do a address verification. So you do have to provide documentation, either like a bill or utility or something like that with your address on it so that they can verify you. Also, they're going to pull your check systems report. Now, this is one of the most important things, especially if you plan on building any type of relationship with a credit union. Check systems is basically, I would say, kind of similar to a credit report, but it's based on how you manage your checking, savings accounts, money market, right? So any type of deposit account. So with check systems, you're going to want to make sure that there's no negative remarks, because check systems is going to prevent you from even getting into the institution. Unlike, certain banks, they may not pull your check systems if you're just applying directly to a product. But with credit unions, since you have to open up a savings account as part of the requirement, they're going to run your check systems, I would say 98% of the time, right? So make sure your check systems is good. There's no overdrafts. If there are, you got to address that first. So that's just first and foremost. And then another very, very important thing, and this might be a turn off to a lot of you guys, but they do hard pull for membership. Now, and if some of you guys remember, several months ago, we went over AODFCU. I would say this institution is similar in that regard in terms of pulling your credit for membership. So they do pull TransUnion. I did speak to some of the representatives. So they're pulling TransUnion for all of their credit decisions, as well as for membership. But the hard inquiry that you take for membership is valid for up to 30 days. So in this particular situation, right, if you were planning just to establish a relationship and not pull the trigger, I'd probably advise against that, because that would kind of be a waste of an inquiry. So unless you really plan on pulling the trigger on a credit product, then you should probably refrain from trying to join. I would just join, and I mean, I'm not advising, but it would be much more worthwhile for you to use that inquiry not only to get membership but also to get credit products. So for like those who join AOD, you got pulled for membership, but then you also apply for the credit card, line of credit, loan, etc. All of that on the front end. So this is the same situation if you were to join. So just know that up front. For those of you who are still watching the video, I hope you got that fact that I just dropped there on the hard pull for membership. So there's no surprises. There's no comments down below talking about how you got hard pull for membership if you watched the video up until this point. So let's get into their credit products, which I really wanted to go over. So another thing too that they offer here that's pretty cool. They have a variety of different products for people who are kind of trying to get back on track. So they do have a fresh start checking account. It's a $10 monthly maintenance fee, and you have to have a minimum of $100 in your shared savings to be eligible for this. But this is for people who, might have some issues with check systems and you're not able to open up a bank account elsewhere. This is an option. Again, I'm not promoting it. And obviously, if you don't have any issues with check systems, then you wouldn't even try to go for this fresh start checking. So they do have that. Also, too interesting, they have what's called a credit builder vehicle loan. So a credit builder vehicle loan is essentially for those with very, very low credit scores. So the threshold for this is, let's say you apply for a loan, right? You're either going to get a regular car loan, or if your credit score is too low, they're going to recommend the credit builder vehicle loan. So that's specifically designed for people with credit scores less than 600. So if you have credit score in the 500s or down in that range, very, very low credit scores, then this would be an option for you. So they will finance new vehicles for the credit builder vehicle loan up to $30,000 with terms as long as 72 months, and interest rates anywhere between 12 to 15.75%, depending on if it's a new or used vehicle. So that's kind of the range to expect. Now, alternatively, there are a bunch of subprime auto lenders out here, like American Credit Acceptance, that will charge. I've seen interest rates as high as like 28%. So even like 12 to 15.75%, I mean, that's high. I mean, at least from my perspective, that's a high interest rate for a vehicle. But, if your credit score is really, really low, the only alternative, for you is either to raise your credit score. But if you had to go between, 12% and 28%, 12% is probably going to be a better bet for you. So that's just one interesting thing that I saw there. And most interestingly, they have a vehicle equity loan. So a vehicle equity loan is, basically like you would have to have a 100% paid off vehicle, lien free, right? And they'll basically give you a loan up to 100%. So to get the 100%, the vehicle would have to be no older than 4 years. So it's 2020. So any models that are 2016 and newer, you can get up to 100% of the value of the vehicle. For vehicles that are, before 2016, then you can get as high as 80%. Now, it's all going to be on a case by case basis. And they use the NADA, the National Auto Dealers Association. They use that basically to determine the value of your vehicle. So that's the source that they're, figuring out how much your vehicle is worth. So another thing too, about the process for the vehicle equity loan. So it's a pay, you would have to have your vehicle paid off in full. They'll give you a loan. Your vehicle will basically be collateral against that loan. But then they also want to know just a brief explanation of what you plan to use the funds with. So just keep that in mind. And they're still going to run your credit, which is one of the downsides, I would say, because if you have this vehicle that's kind of being pledged as collateral. I don't see the real value in also running your credit as well. So you could just apply for a different loan. But either way, that's just kind of how their process works. They also have a line of credit that goes up to $1,500. This line of credit, however, is primarily designed for people who are rebuilding their credit. And so one of the stipulations is that you have to have a direct deposit of at least $100 per month in order to qualify for the cash line of credit. So it seems like they have a lot of products that are geared towards kind of the rebuilding credit, people who are in that phase. Aside from that, they do have three credit cards. So they have a platinum credit card that goes up to $25,000, a Visa Advantage that goes up to $5,000, and they have a secure card that goes up to $10K. They offer Samsung Pay, Apple Pay, Google Pay. Their credit cards aren't, spectacular. I would say, they all come with no annual fee, no balance transfer fee, and they have a bunch of the benefits as it relates to like, zero liability, damage waiver protection for, rental vehicles and things like that. But other than that, not too appealing in terms of, rewards or anything like that. Overall, I mean, I would say, I'm not, like I said, I'm not recommending this particular institution. I just wanted to give some information. I did find it interesting that they do offer vehicle equity loans, which, is something that you don't see too often. But remember, your vehicle has to be paid off in full. So if anything, that's probably, one of their better products that they offer. Couple of the downsides is that they hard pull for membership, and yeah, they basically also hard pull for every other credit product. So unless you're getting that, applying for that product within the first 30 days of membership, then you're going to get hard pull, at any point after that. So I don't really have a recommendation. I haven't joined them. I just wanted to share this information with you guys. If there's anyone out here who has any experience with corporate America Family Credit Union, definitely let us know in the comment section down below. And until next time, y'all take it easy, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.